When my wife and I were dating, we had the usual conversation that couples who kind of feel like they may end up going long-term have. In other words, they really want to know what the other person believes deep down. What's your feeling on important life matters? And one of the issues that she brought up was, what would you say if we had a child, a son, and he turned out to be gay? I said, I'd be fine with it. It wouldn't be a big deal to me. And the reason why she asked this is, Filipinos are very tolerant of homosexuality, but they believe that for whatever reason, white people are really hung up on the issue. So she just wanted to see where I stood on that matter. Now, it's kind of strange that she had to take that kind of approach with me, because I'm irreligious, completely irreligious, and she is a practicing Christian, rather devout actually. She goes to a church called the Iglesia ni Cristo, where it's basically fire and brimstone, where the minister thunders at the parishioners, and it's all very proper and severe and puritanical. And yet she has this attitude that I have to make sure that I'm not marrying someone who's homophobic. There's something I've found about the tropics that takes the harsh edge off religion. This is something I noticed in my recent trip to Indonesia as well. I mentioned in a previous video that beer is widely available. That doesn't mean that you see drunks everywhere in Indonesia. You certainly don't. I don't think I saw a single drunk person in Indonesia, but I saw plenty of people drinking beer. You also see plenty of people who are dressed Islamically. Many women you see wearing hijabs, many women you see with almost completely covered. I didn't see a single burqa. You also see a lot of men wearing that Islamic skull cap. But just because the person is very religious in Indonesia, it doesn't mean that they're a religious fanatic or radical, or that they want to force their views on anyone else. Again, there's something about the tropics that causes people to tone it down a little bit. An Indonesian Muslim might pray 5 times a day, might dress Islamically, live Islamically, think Islamically, but to him it's a personal choice. It's just something that he does. What the next door neighbor does is of no concern to him. It's ultimately none of his business. Same thing in the Philippines. There are very few countries that I've ever been to that are more profoundly Christian than the Philippines. But the religiosity of the Filipinos is of the same ilk as that of the Indonesians. It's something that we do. It's a personal choice, but it's not harsh and fanatical. I've noticed this in other places. The West Indian islands, the Afro-Caribbean culture is profoundly Christian, and yet they're also very tolerant and laid-back people. The churches are filled to overflowing every Sunday, but they're filled with the same people who were out having a good time the previous night. So I wonder if religion is inherently harsh, or if the harshness comes first, the intolerance comes first, and the religion is used as cover for that. It's been suggested by a couple of other people that they believe that Saudi Arabia would be a harsh puritanical place, even if it wasn't Muslim. And having seen Indonesia, especially Indonesia, I'm inclined to think that religion, or Islam in particular, really isn't necessarily as intolerant as one might think. Thank you.